The Vectrex, released in 1982 by GCE, is the console famous for its built-in vector display, which sets it apart from all other systems of the 1980s and really all other consoles since then. Vector graphics have of course been a part of video games since their very inception, and vector displays were quite common to see in arcades in the late 1970s to mid-80s. As well as its vertical display, its built-in controller gives the whole machine a very arcadey feel, and it was primed to bring a lot of arcade ports into the home in a way no other console could provide. But for a number of reasons, the Vectrex was not a commercial success, which has made seeing one in action today quite rare. So Alex, this is your first time ever seeing a Vectrex in real life.
Everything about it is new to me, yeah.
I've got a task for you. Famously, the Vectrex stores its own controller in the base. You can like fold it away and keep it all neat and tidy. Could you just do that for me? Could you put it away?
Almost got it. Oh, no, maybe not quite. Is this meant to be difficult?
Well, it is for me.
Yes!
Ordinary home video games can't match the laser-sharp visual effects of Vectrex, because only Vectrex has a real arcade screen built in. No TV set needed, so every Vectrex cartridge gives you real arcade gameplay that others can't. Vectrex, it stands alone.
Despite looking very futuristic, the Vectrex is only capable of producing white lines of light, so each game comes with its own plastic overlay, which you put in front of the screen to add a bit of colour. This is the overlay for Flipper Pinball, which adds a nice pinball machine look to the screen. And of course we have Mindstorm, which is the game that comes built in to all Vectrex machines.
Oh wow, this looks way more advanced than I was expecting.
Mindstorm is effectively just the Vectrex version of Asteroids, where you can fly all around. You can go in and out of the sides and the top and the bottom to get your ship around. And destroying a big ship makes smaller ships appear, much like destroying the big asteroids makes smaller asteroids appear.
Yes. Does it have an ending, or is it just going for a high score? Or just keep.
It's a high score based game, but there are levels do progress. Like the enemies will increase in difficulty, and there'll be different kind of attack patterns and strategies you'll have to implement.
Oh, okay.
It goes to level 13 on the built-in version, and then there's a glitch that makes the game crash and no longer work. So by mail order back in the day, Vectrex owners could get themselves a copy of Mindstorm 2, which fixed that glitch and changed the game a little bit, and you could then play it past level 13.
Brilliant. That's just something you know, these days that would get patched, like a day one patch, wouldn't it? I love that was built into it.
Later Vectrex machines, which were manufactured after the level 13 glitch was discovered, were built with Mindstorm 2 hardwired in. And as it happens, we know that the Vectrex we have here is one of that later run of machines, because the pattern of the enemy mines changes when you play Mindstorm 2.
I love the graphics. I love the explosions. Everything is just much more kind of like high definition than I was expecting.
It's ultra sharp.
Yeah.
And you can actually tweak that sharpness by modulating the brightness, the screen.
Oh, look! Yeah, I mean, look at that.
That shows you that they're going to the next level.
Yeah.
And you get this kind of hyperspace effect.
It just looks brilliant.
The way this is so different to other systems of its era, and even now, was its vector display.
Yeah.
Vector displays work effectively the exact same way old-fashioned CRTs work, except instead of creating the image using a grid of consistent light shot through different coloured pixels, the cathode ray tube can move in an arbitrary pattern. It can't draw perfect circles, but it can draw these exact lines anywhere on the screen, and that's when you get these super, super sharp graphics, because it's a completely uncomplex line of light. It sort of reminds me of scenes in like Alien and Star Wars. They're talking about, oh, this Death Star's going to get blown up, and they put some graphics up on a screen.
Yeah, like with the Death Star, they even show the explosion, don't they? And it looks like one of these explosions in a way.
The Vectrex was originally designed by Smith Engineering, who worked with GCE to bring the product to market. GCE themselves were then acquired by Milton Bradley, who helped to distribute the console globally. However, the Vectrex was pretty much doomed for failure as soon as it hit the market, due to economic factors outside of Milton Bradley's control. 1983 was when the video game crash hit the American video game market, which, to put it simply, was a time when supply far exceeded demand. Companies such as Atari overproduced their product, and when there's more video games on shelves than people actually want to buy, you start slashing prices, and when you slash the price of a console like the Vectrex, you quickly start losing money, which meant just a couple of years after hitting the market, the Vectrex was discontinued, and it was over. No more Vector games at home. In fact, only 28 games were released in the Vectrex's original run, and despite including a couple of third-party ports, all of those were developed in-house by GCE. What do you think of Mindstorm so far?
It's really addictive. It's really fun, it's really addictive, it's so fast. Something that stands out straight away is kind of like how analog the controller is. And this is definitely up there in terms of just getting enjoyment from the control of it. I'm dying loads now because I'm talking.
It has a unique feel.
Listening. Yes.
The stick is an analog stick. It's not digital like an arcade stick would be, even though it has the same appearance as an arcade controller. It's a joystick much more familiar to the joysticks we use now on modern consoles, so it's very easy to kind of go back to and play.
Before the game came on and I just picked the controller, I sort of just moved it around a little bit and I was like, oh, that feels a bit strange and alien, and kind of, I thought, I don't know what I'm going to think of the stick, and actually, once you use it, it's completely fine. Like it works really well.
And yeah, the way that the ship moves in Mindstorm, where it sort of drifts a little bit and has that inertia, makes it feel like you have just enough control that you can master the way the ship moves, but you still have that element of luck.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you're dodging these enemy ships.
It's kind of a bit edgy, you see.
I would definitely recommend Mindstorm, although it's a bit of a moot point given that if you get hold of a Vectrex, it's going to have Mindstorm already built in. But truthfully, I do think it's one of the best games on the system, which is a blessing and a curse for the console's library, because you tend to compare everything back to Mindstorm, which is just handily sitting there at the turn of a switch. But just because it's the built-in game doesn't mean you shouldn't pay it its due. And as far as two-dimensional space shooters go, I would say it's my favourite. It feels so good to fly that spaceship and thread the needle between the mines. I get so addicted to it when I turn it on. I could just play for hours and hours and hours. It can sometimes be difficult to surmise what is so appealing about old video games, but I think we have so many devices today which can do so many things. Your smartphone, your TV, your video game consoles, they're capable of so much. Then when you come to a single-use device like a Vectrex, there's something so charismatic about seeing this old machine do one thing perfectly. So yeah, in an era where we take technology for granted, I think the Vectrex is still mind-blowing, even after 40 years.